Look, welcome back. Thank you for the support of my last video. Got 101 views. The Kendrick thing, the Kendrick what was that? The about the pop out 101 views. What other video did I do? I just forgot already. You know, all the botted video did 170 views. I appreciate that. You know, I'm having 3 subscribers. Thank you for that. We reached my goal of 100, and now I'm going to 200. So like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy the content. I would really appreciate it. And thank you for being here and viewing. And today, the more and I know I've been talking about this a lot, but I mean, it's really I'm only going to talk about stuff I want to talk about. If I don't want to talk about it, I'm not going to make a video about it. So, this is to do with the Drake and Kendrick beef. And, Ack did a little video. He was like, people want they want academics to stop. They want Drake to be done. Like, the media is really pushing that Drake died in the beef, right? And their bias is really showing. And this is the reason I'm making this video, is because at the end of the day, Drake or Kendrick saying, I don't think people understand. Like, when I argue, you see how messy my hair? I went to a quarry and I fell in the water and just ruined my dreads. I gotta get a retwist. But people think when I argue, like, I don't think people understand when I like that I can I'm different. And when I say I'm different, I can argue objectively and fairly. I can argue for something I don't believe in and do it in a convincing manner. Okay? I can look at something objectively, not agree with that, but I can make an argument and present that case. Right? And so when people think, Drake or Kendrick, I'm a Drake stan. I want Drake to win, all that, but I can look at this objectively. And objectively, even if you say Kendrick won fair and square, bro, like, Drake, everybody wants Drake to lose. The media, rappers, the culture, and this is just proving my point that Drake never had a chance and stood a chance, and that, you know what I'm saying? Like, all these people are pushing, like, all these narratives. Like, Academics is the biggest Drake stan ever. He's the biggest Drake stan ever, right? And so nothing he says is valid, and every time he says something, even Joe Budden did this. Joe Budden be like, okay, it must have been crooked. Joe Budden himself has said this. He'll be like, he said, like, Academics shouldn't report on anything that Drake says because it sounds like it's coming from Drake. But that's clearly not the case. Like, you're pushing narratives. I don't follow Academics. Like, you're pushing narratives because it's literally not the case. Like, it's not, like, if you watch the stream, it's not the case. And he always prefaces that, oh, Drake told me this, or Drake didn't tell me this, or like, that's what people are running with. You feel me? That ain't got nothing to do with Academics. And he's saying that, like, Academics is biased and the whole, and then don't nobody care about who is biased for Kendrick's side. Everybody being biased on Drake's side, it's a problem. If you're on Drake's side and you're biased, that's a problem. But if it's Kendrick, nobody cares. DJ Heard going around saying that, like, do you know DJ Heard? I never knew who that was before the Drake and Kendrick beef. He's over talking, he's like Kendrick's mouthpiece. And nobody cares. Everything he says, nobody cares that he's a Kendrick stan. Joe Budden has on his podcast, and it might have been on Academics, and he was talking about Academics on Academic Stream. He has said he wanted Drake to lose. Him and Drake Joe Budden has sent shots, like, actually released, like, multiple disses at Drake before. I don't think Drake responded, like, with an actual diss song, but, Drake always, subbing him, sending subliminals and directs, you know what I'm saying? So, and nobody cares when Joe Budden says something about Drake. They don't care that they're biased or none of that. And Joe Budden himself acts like he's not biased when he is. And then he comes out and he says this clown stuff. This is how you know Drake was never about to really win? Because this is how much people hate him. Joe Budden hates Drake so much. He thinks, I'm going to let the clip play.
That Drake is more than just a person. That's looking at him as an entity, a business, some, you know.
Yeah.
That's a wild baton to
Definitely,
pass, by
definitely.
the way.
Yeah, I was
As far as your other point, I'll share some really, it may come off the wrong way. It may sound narcissistic, but I don't think any one man takes down Drake. I think that was a baton. I think I passed the baton to Push. I think Push passed the baton to Kendrick, and the job is done now. That's how I feel. And
Like, do you hear this? Do you know how much hate you got to have in your heart and the delusion you have to believe that you started something and then you passed it to Pusha and then Kendrick finished the job? Like, y'all was all in cahoots. Like, you know how much hate you got to have in your heart for a person? And y'all be going, people be listening to Joe Budden. Like, this man is unbiased. He wants Drake to lose. But, and that's my problem with all this, and like, he literally wants Drake to lose. So even if Kendrick, I'm saying Kendrick, I think what Kendrick did, like I said in other videos, I think Drake never really had a chance, but Kendrick did everything right. Like, his execution was perfect. His execution was perfect. So that vortex of almost perfect execution, almost perfect, meet the grams. But even he recovered from that, like perfect execution. And people hating Drake, that cyclone is like Drake. That's the Drake could never win cyclone. Like, that's really what it is. So I'm not trying to take nothing from Kendrick. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick did what he did. But that combined with the hate, it's like the hate cyclone. It's going crazy. The Drake hate. And this is what I just don't like about this. I don't like hypocrisy. I truly don't like hypocrisy. It has nothing to do with Drake and Kendrick. This could be about anybody. I truly hate hypocrisy. And when I see stuff like this, and nobody is saying that nobody cares, it's like, wow. It just, it's you see everything clearly. It's like, back then I'm like, oh yeah, I was nervous. Beginning of people, I'm like, he did the Not Like Us. I mean, not like us. Don't like it. Don't. What's the song? Like that, or I don't know what the song is. Don't. I forgot what the song is. Where people are saying that's a diss song. It's not. It's a verse, and it's like, okay, but whatever. Like when he did it, I'm like, okay, Drake gon', I was like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't expect. I thought Drake has always been hated on. People always have tried to find a reason to hate on Drake, but I thought he broke through it. But really, this was the catalyst. And, and this is not even it's not taking nothing away from Kendrick. I'm not taking nothing, because I know the Kendrick fans in the comments coping. I mean, I feel the way I feel about the beef. I'm not taking nothing from Kendrick. He did a great job. But this really shows you like the hate for Drake. This really shows you like the hate for Drake. He said, I passed it to Push. It started with me. I passed it to Push, and Kendrick finished the job. Now, and this is a bunch of people who hate Drake are just coming out to hate on Drake because, and Academics, he brought up a good one. He was like, when I diss somebody, I come out in the forefront. And I'm not even going to say it about Kendrick because stop. And so he said, when I went to go diss Lil Baby, I did it on my own. And I feel like when Kendrick popped out, it was a bunch of people he popped out with and stuff. I don't think Kendrick wanted that though. I think Kendrick stood alone and wanted to stand alone. And that's why since that point in the beef, he stood alone. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not even gonna say it about Kendrick unless I want to be petty. I'm not gonna do it. But the rest of these people, they hopped out. Like, well, Joe Budden didn't, but a lot of these people hopped out when they finally they seen the opportunity, where everybody was gonna hate on. That's when they hopped out. Was to on this beef to be like, oh, Kendrick is just everything Kendrick does and every like, you feel what I'm saying? And I just don't like the hypocrisy. I don't like the, and this really shows me, you know what this has been showing me? That Drake really is the GOAT. Like, actually. Like, Drake is actually the GOAT of rap. He's the GOAT. Like, he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. And because this is GOAT stuff. This is your, Drake is so big and he moves so much weight in numbers, and he has so much control in the music energy, and is just what he does, that people hate him for that. They do, because he's the man. He done gave all these people hits. He's top of the numbers, first artist to 100 billion streams on Spotify. He eclipses, it's not even, I don't think there's another rapper that's close. Like, Drake eclipses all in rap. He just does. And everybody hates him for it because he's just the best. He's just the best. So you gotta make, oh, he's a culture vulture. When back in the day when Drake was giving people stimmies, when he was giving everybody stimmies, they didn't care. But now he's a culture vulture. And then these same people call Drake a culture vulture and then play his songs, his hit songs that they have with him, and don't play his part. That's the part that made it a hit. They hate Drake. They truly hate Drake. They truly hate Drake. And that's showed me why Drake is the best. Because, for example, like, look at LeBron or Jordan. Like, people, like, you see Isaiah Thomas and Scottie Pippen, they hate Jordan. Isaiah Thomas has more of a reason to hate Jordan than Scottie Pippen, but they hate Jordan. Same thing with LeBron. People be hating, like, I just like LeBron just because of LeBron fans. They just aggravate me. They really do. I still think George's career is better and stuff, but LeBron fans really aggravate me a lot. But, you know what I'm saying? People hate Drake because he's just the best. He has the most awards. He does the most numbers. He makes the most money. Like, and like, so this has been the, like, you see the bias of Joe Budden coming in, but nobody cares. And that's just what I don't like about this situation. It's weird. Like, it's weird. It's like when, this is like Joe Budden, I think Joe Budden, I don't know what he said about Kanye. Remember when Kanye came out and was like, oh, we was all in the studio playing on Drake, like laughing on Drake's demise? Like, he just did that. Like, this is the same thing Kanye West did. Like, this is corny. This is corny. And everything Joe Budden says about Drake should be invalid almost. Because he is clearly biased on this beef. Like, he's clearly biased. Clearly biased. Clearly biased. But at the end of the day, that's not going to happen. Because everybody's saying Kendrick won. Everybody wants, you know, it's a vortex of Drake hate, and they're just building off each other. Like, and so, you know, it is what it is. You know, all the Kendrick fans are going to be like, oh my God, it's a Drake stan coping. It's the truth. Like, it's obvious. Do I got to play it again? Let's play it again.
My head and my heart.
That's
Like,
crazy.
you know how delusional he sounds?
But that's looking at
Yeah,
Drake
to
as
qualify.
more than
This
just
sounds
a person.
narcissistic.
That's looking at him
Like,
as
nobody, think about
an
this.
entity, a business.
Think about this. No, I don't know one single diss track Joe Budden made on Drake. I don't know one of them. I don't know a single one. I think he made like 4. How the world did you pass the, how did you pass the pushing in, like,
Some, you know.
Yeah.
That's a wild baton to
Definitely,
pass,
definitely.
by the way.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was
I
As far
understand
as
why
your
Joe
other
Budden made it
point,
to, he's
I'll
delusional.
share some really
You know,
make
you think about it, the most famous people, like people who achieve great things are very delusional. Even myself, like, I just have this ability. I just believe in myself. Like, if I haven't achieved something, I just set my mind to it. I say, I'm going to achieve it. No matter the setbacks, no, nothing. I believe I'm getting it done. And Joe Budden is one of these delusional people. He's delusional. You got to be delusional to do great things. Truly, you really do, because you have to. Because to do something like you have to be delusional, and it's obvious he's delusional because
It come off the
listen to
wrong way. It
this.
may sound narcissistic, but I don't think any one man takes down Drake. I think that was a baton. I think I passed the baton to Push. I think Push passed the baton to Kendrick, and the job is done now. That's how I feel
I'm
in
actually
my
hot.
head and my.
I'm actually hot, man. Like, comment, and subscribe. If I post this video, I just realized that I don't have my headphones on and the sound is playing through the TV, and it probably sounds terrible. I have to re-record this.